The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. Thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came back? I like her so much better when she's down on her knees. 'Cause when she's in my face is when I'm starting to...
All right, everybody, we are back with our edition of, we're going to talk about Impact, we're going to talk about Sacrifice, all TNA tonight. And tonight, I want to start off with tonight's main event. Excuse me for being rude. How are you, Bobby? Are you doing all right tonight?
I am being rude, but that's kind of a pun. No Bobby shit here, but how you doing?
I caught that pun. I'm doing fine myself. I just got done watching Impact, and I was pretty happy with the episode tonight. I'm an easy guy to please. We know that, but tonight I definitely thought Impact was good. What about you?
I enjoyed it. I specifically enjoyed the main event between Ken Anderson and I apologize, not RVD, because he did get involved at the end there. My bad. Ken
Anderson, they all did.
And Bobby Roode. And I was wondering what you thought about it.
Well, this is a match that I wanted to see. I was looking forward to this main event tonight. Once again, TNA threw us another ending, where everybody gets involved. They threw us that. I thought it was kind of cool, and you know why I thought it was kind of cool? Because I would want to see these four in a fatal four-way match. And that's why I thought it was cool, because I like all four of these guys. I don't, hate any of them. I can honestly say I am very happy that the four of them are getting involved, with each other. And I thought it was a little weird that Mr. Anderson hit Jeff Hardy with the chair. I mean, I know they do have a match, but what can I say? Anderson, he's an asshole. He's going to do what he has to do. He's not a heel, but he's not necessarily a face. He's an asshole. Let's face it.
Tweener asshole.
Yeah, tweener. There you go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to him and Jeff Hardy. I look at this matchup and I see something very good here, because I've always wanted to see that in general. So I'm sure they have wrestled before. If they haven't, excuse me. But I thought it was pretty. Mr. Anderson and Jeff Hardy.
Oh, actually, I actually thought that was a very good match between the two of them. And actually a good question if they have wrestled before. I believe, was Anderson in WWE before 2006? I think Anderson was 05 to 07. So it's a very big possibility they could have wrestled in WWE at one point. But they could wrestle very soon. I mean, you look at it now, it's a possibility on the next TNA that, they're gonna have a feud. Tonight, maybe not a feud, but a match, I meant. And, tonight, you look at it, Hardy came out to help out Anderson, and Anderson didn't know. So, he put the mic check right on Hardy, and Hardy fell hard. And, Roode took advantage of that, and then RVD came out, and, Roode screwed them all over, in my opinion. And, so I'm hoping, hey, I think it'd be awesome to see something like Jeff Hardy versus Anderson. I think that'd be freaking awesome, to be honest. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think this is gonna backfire on Roode, and we might possibly see some sort of tag team match next week. That's my opinion on that one. I don't really know, though.
Well, I have to say one thing about RVD, though. Sacrifice is his pay-per-view, because last year he was in Sacrifice. I think he did main event, I believe, last year's Sacrifice. So
he did main event.
That's the RVD pay-per-view.
He did main event. I actually completely forgot about that, and I'm just looking at the card now, and it was a pretty good card last year. I'm actually so far more entertained by this year's card as opposed to last year. But then again, I think TNA has always done things correctly, and especially now this year we don't have TNA, in my opinion, has fixed itself in the past 6 months since that pay-per-view a year ago. And in my opinion, that's why I think this TNA pay-per-view, this TNA Sacrifice, will be better than last year's TNA Sacrifice.
Especially with Rob Van Dam getting in the ring with Bobby Roode. I can't wait for Rob Van Dam to show Bobby Roode, what he's all about, because, that would be great. I mean, I'm pretty sure, obviously, that, RVD, he was out, correct? Excuse me, because I have a bad memory with that. He was out for a little bit, I believe.
I could figure that out. Probably on the post later. We'll
figure that out. But basically, I think that Rob Van Dam has a great chance of winning that belt, but I don't see them taking it off for Roode anytime soon. So this is why this match is very hard to figure out. But it should be a great match nonetheless, because I like Roode, and he's a great heel, and he's proved that and established himself as a very good heel. And RVD, he's always been a pretty good face. I can't remember when RVD was actually, heel, for a long period of time, at least.
The last time RVD was a heel was probably during the Invasion back in 2001.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I didn't think of that. If you guys remember any other time where he had a good heel run or anything like that, let us know, please. But anyway, but yeah, I think Anderson and Hardy and RVD and Bobby Roode are definitely going to steal the show at Sacrifice, along with Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles, another match I definitely want to see. I don't want to miss that.
Wait. That is...
But what do you think of that? What do you think of Kurt Angle and AJ Styles?
I mean, I'm saying this card is just stacked. And
so far, yeah.
TNA... They just have this way of, I mean, even tonight you look at RVD, facing off, I apologize,
that's fine.
You look at, TNA is the only, real wrestling division at this point, and I'm not talking WWE does never do this, but they don't, heel versus heel, face versus face. You don't see that. And TNA does do that, so the point you're trying to make is that, you have a face versus a face. You have a fan favorite versus a fan favorite. And that's what happened tonight here. TNA was able to have a face versus a face tonight, and then when it comes to the real situation at the end of it, you're building up a rivalry for the next week. And WWE can't do this. They don't have these face versus face matches, these heel versus heel matches, where they can build up these storylines on top, like a heel versus a heel who hate each other. They're both still heels. They hate each other, but they're both still heels.
Yeah.
I mean, from the question you asked, that's kind of what I took out of it. Just, this is something that TNA does that you don't see so much in many other wrestling companies, specifically a high-up ranking one, which is WWE.
This is very true. And you bring up a great point that WWE can't really establish something like that. They haven't recently, at least. They've done it before, but they can't, establish something like that. But it's going to be very interesting to see Mr. Anderson versus Jeff Hardy, in my opinion. A lot of people probably wouldn't like that match, but this is one of my matches that I'm definitely looking forward to, if not the most anticipated match for me at TNA Sacrifice, along with every other match. Because think about it, the card is stacked. Another match we also have Samoa Joe and Magnus versus Daniels and Kazarian. That is going to be a good tag team match, but if it was up to me, I would have Kazarian in the main event scene, because I am a big Kazarian fan. I like Kaz a lot, and I think he should definitely be in the main event scene, without a doubt.
What's funny about that is I'm a huge Daniels fan. I think he could be the next big thing. You think Kazarian might be the next big thing. In my opinion, I agree with both of us. I myself am not a huge Kaz fan, but I think the man, Frank Kazarian, has one hell of a lot of talent. Kaz should be in main event card, but the thing is, TNA kind of does have who they need at the top at this point. They don't really need a true heavyweight presence at this point. And I'm glad putting RVD back into this. He should have left it, in my opinion. And now we're talking about Kaz. Kazarian, I'm kind of hoping he can pull some crap off, and I'm hoping he can enter the main event scene. I wouldn't mind seeing what Kaz can do against some higher guys. I mean, such as a Bobby Roode, who he was best friends with. That could be one hell of a rivalry.
And if it was up to me, I would definitely put the Motor City Machine Guns in. I would incorporate them in that match too. I would do like a triple threat tag thing, because I definitely am a huge Motor City Machine Guns fan also.
So am I.
And I like Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. I like, I liked all of Shelley's matches. I saw him against Punk. I saw Sabin against a lot of good guys too. And I think these guys have unbelievable talent, and they definitely deserve a shot at the titles.
There's no reason that they shouldn't be in the tag team race. But if it's just me, TNA has almost forgotten both the tag team divisions. And I don't want to say that they've forgotten them, because in my opinion, TNA's tag team division is pretty good. But
better than
the past few weeks they haven't pushed it.
Definitely a lot better than WWE. Just as a reference, definitely a lot better than. They really know how to treat their tag team titles, and I'm happy about that. I am definitely happy that TNA is actually doing something with their tag team division, as opposed to a lot of other tag teams that are great are getting underused in many other federations. And TNA is definitely taking the time to establish their tag team division. And with everything else, TNA always puts on a good show. I think, I've never really liked Hogan, but I definitely like what he's doing here. But, speaking of that, Open Fight Night, what is your opinion on it?
Open Fight Night. Wow. That's one hell of a night. Every Thursday, TNA, well, not every Thursday, what they're doing basically now is one Tuesday they're going to have a new wrestler come in from either the minor leagues or off the scene. Come in, wrestle, an established wrestler in TNA's roster. They had Silva last week wrestle, and he wrestled against the champion, the X Division champion, Austin Aries. And that's one hell of a match. But you know what? I agree. They should be wrestling from the top guys. See how they do against the top guys. See if they're not a bitch against the top guys. See if they have some talent against a top guy who's been in the business. And in my opinion, still looking pretty good. And I'm actually kind of glad he made it. I'm happy he made it. But to be honest, I would not have pushed him to the TNA roster. I thought he put on a terrible match last week. And that was what they were talking about today. I did not like his match last week. I did not. Against Austin Aries, there's no reason he shouldn't have a good match. I just don't think so.
Yes, what TNA does is very good, but they need to kind of tighten it up a bit more. They are finding ways to incorporate their mid-card, lower card, upper card, and main eventers all into one good show. It's something that you could just watch for a breath of fresh air, and that's why I like TNA. But what TNA needs to learn how to do, Impact Wrestling, TNA, whatever you want to call it, what they need to learn how to do is just tighten it up a bit, kind of get it in there really so, get it in there so that it all comes together very well. Because they do have a lot of bullshit endings, a lot of bullshit matches. They just need to kind of tighten the rope a little bit, per se.
I like what TNA's doing, but I agree. In my opinion, both of the major companies, and definitely TNA does need to do so. They both need to tighten it up. And like I said, TNA has dropped. It's just dropped the lead pipe on its tag division, and its women's tag division. I mean, that's awesome. They have one. They have one of the titles on a guy.
And they have great knockout wrestlers. They really do. They have great female wrestlers. And my favorite always being ODB. I've always liked ODB. That was always my favorite.
Hey, yeah.
I think you're a Velvet Sky fan, if I'm correct. I'm not sure, but no? Okay, well, I took a guess anyway. Oh, yeah, Mickey James. Yeah, that's right. How could I forget that? You're posting that shit all the time on the forums. I forget that. But anyway, basically what TNA is, they have Coca-Cola.
Rob's the Velvet Sky fan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. My mistake, folks.
We're thinking about Rob. Hey, speaking about Rob tonight, thank you, Charlie, for reminding me. Rob actually brought up a good point tonight. And he was mentioning women wrestlers from the WWE or TNA that were good looking and great wrestlers, people who we want to see and now we're not going to get to see, or people we get to see but don't want to see. Who do you want to see and who don't you want to see? And we had a pretty good compromise tonight. We had a few female wrestlers we thought were great, and we both thought they were great. And then we both also disagreed. I thought Velvet Sky is not that great. I'm not a huge fan. He's a good fan. He doesn't think Mickey James is all that special, too old in his opinion. I thought, hey, Mickey James is the fucking best wrestler in the world, female-wise. He didn't like Victoria, but we both liked Reign. You know what I mean? Just things. I wanted everyone to say who they thought sucked fucking nuts. And I don't mean literally like an XXX porno. I'm talking literally just is not fucking good. And who you want to see more? And if anyone wants to, comment on this, that'd be awesome. What do you think, Charlie?
Well, this is a great question here. And yes, we would love to hear all your opinion. And personally, a lot of people might give me heat for this, but I would want to see less of Gail Kim. Honestly, I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler. I'm saying I'm not a Gail Kim fan, personally. I have to agree with you on names. I like Mickey James a lot, and I think that they should definitely put the belt back on her. You know, it's just, that's my opinion anyway. I think they should all bring up, like, you know, wrestlers from Ring of Honor and shit. I think they should bring these great female wrestlers that, you know, female wrestling is not as hard hit as it used to be. I mean, it is, but, you know, you look at, you know, divas like, you know, Moolah and, you know, Lita and all these, Trish Stratus, you know, Moolah. I said Moolah, that's going way back. You know, June Byers.
Fabulous Moolah is still by far, today, one of the best ever wrestlers. And I'm not talking just women. At all.
Hey, man. You know, that's true. I can't disagree with you on that. But, I mean, if you guys have any opinions, I know, Ken, you've got a lot of great opinions on this one. I would like to hear them. As for everybody else, I know, Jabron, you're very experienced with the older.
Cheerleader Melissa, you're talking other divisions besides just, you know, your typical WWE, your typical TNA. Cheerleader Melissa. I'm sure any of the fans in here know who she is because you're all smart wrestling fans. And if you don't, for whatever reason, look her up. In my opinion, I think she should be signed by, I believe right now she's with Shimmer, which is a ROH affiliate. Look her up. Cheerleader Melissa. I think she needs to be she needs to come into this. I mean, I'm a little tired of Velvet Sky. I'm just a little tired. A little.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinions, guys. So that's what Bobby's saying. Just, right down there, or that there comment box, put your opinions in them. What else did I want to speak on? I wanted to go back to...
I got what we needed to speak on, and what we need to speak on is Sacrifice this month, this week, next Sunday.
We do need to speak on that, and so far I think it's a fucking amazing card. I really do.
One thing before we start talking about it, though, before you start talking about it, you asked me how many matches RVD had at Sacrifice? This is going to be his third main event at Sacrifice straight.
Well, there we go. That's RVD's pay-per-view, TNA Sacrifice. Just like, you know how certain wrestlers have pay-per-views, I guess... I remember Kane used to have like Unforgiven as his pay-per-view because he was always on the poster. He always was involved in like a big match at Unforgiven. I remember that,
in your house match, all those in your house pay-per-views. Stone Cold had one, HBK had one, Undertaker had one. I mean, they all had one. The big guys, they all had one.
And I always thought that they should definitely watermark that as RVD's pay-per-view because 3 main events in a row, that's impressive. That is very impressive, I gotta say.
It is. And actually, you're the one who, like I said, mentioned that he had 2 in a row. And I went up and looked, and in 2009, he versed AJ Styles for the title, and he lost. And I find it funny. Why should RVD lose 3 championships, or, 3 matches in a row at one pay-per-view? Especially when 2 of them, I believe, were pay-per-view quality championship matches for the title. I'm confused about that. I don't understand why they would do that at all. Let me check right here. I am looking at TNA Sacrifice card for the past few years. I apologize, it was 2010 from Orlando, Florida. Rob Van Dam was the champion versus AJ Styles.
And AJ Styles is another one who plays a big part in Sacrifice, because as he's going up against Kurt Angle, that's going to be a great match, in my opinion.
Actually, it's funny. I just screwed up. Rob Van Dam did defeat AJ Styles at 2010.
There we go.
So I apologize to anyone who I might have just misinformed. Of course, I probably didn't misinform too many a year, all knowledgeable. Rob Van Dam was the champion. He left the champion versus AJ Styles that night, who was accompanied by Ric Flair. The match was almost half an hour, and what's funny is I actually remember watching this match, and it's kind of sad I don't really remember it too well, but I do remember watching it now. So I'm glad to hear that Rob Van Dam has been in 3 main events, and I'm hoping he can win this one.
Yes. I am pulling for Rob Van Dam 100%. That would be something to see him beat Bobby Roode at the Sacrifice. But I don't think there's really a big chance of it happening because, they've definitely established Bobby Roode as a top heel, and he's established himself as a great, amazing heel. So, they're definitely going to keep that on. Nobody likes Bobby Roode, let's face it. As soon as he was walking, as soon as his theme music went on, before he even came out, people were cheering asshole, they were doing all that shit. And so they're not going to take the title off Bobby Roode. I mean, if they do, I'd be surprised, but I'm definitely going to watch that match because I'm interested in seeing it, and I think there is a little bit of a chance that RVD can win this match.
I agree. And I also think Roode will win the match. But I also agree, I really don't know who's going to win this match. These matches, I really don't know. I mean, there's matches I know who's going to win. No matter what the match is, you know who's going to win. This is not one of those matches. And yes, I think like most of us, we're all thinking, hey, Bobby Roode's going to win this match. And he should. In theoretical TNA terms. This is not theoretical TNA terms. This is a real wrestling match. RVD has been doing this crap for years. He's been wrestling at amazing levels. And, in my opinion, Rob Van Dam should have been a 3-4-time ECW, WWE, TNA, no matter what the hell it was. I think he should have been a 3 to 4-time champion in any of them.
Another thing, what do you think of this and the suit and tie thing? What do you think? You think it's stupid, or do you think it's, going somewhere?
Sorry, what was that again?
Abyss with the whole suit and tie. He looks like, looking. Yeah.
I actually kind of like it, to be honest. It is given, I think it's been 2 months now he started this for, since we haven't seen Abyss. And I think this is the best way to do a rest. I think it's awesome. You have a masked man who no one, except for the true wrestling fans like me and you, and everyone on the forums, and then the rest of the world who do know what he looks like. Or you have those wrestling fans who don't, or those wrestling fans who aren't as knowledgeable. I think that's awesome. In my opinion, he's taking his rest and he's still keeping relevant. I think it's awesome, in my opinion.
Going back to a match earlier in 2011 against Bully Ray, I still watch that match to this day. I thought that was an amazing match. What did you, let me know what you guys thought about that Monsters Ball match between Bully Ray and Abyss. I think it was in Genesis.
Wow, Crazy. I can't even believe.
No, wait. It might have been 2012. Might have been, it was 2012, yeah.
It was.
I think January.
I think it was January.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, that was a great match.
Close. Who cares?
Yeah, I still get mixed up because I'm going back in the winter. I'm thinking December, Christmas 2011, Orton getting thrown down the stairs. So,
hey, can't forget that. But yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap this show up. What I was thinking is, I do have, actually one question. It's not a K-Unit challenge. I will do that tomorrow, in a 1-minute video. But I do have a question for the entire forum, so I'm hoping anyone who watches this will answer. I want everybody to post everybody themselves post your own section in the forums, your top 10 favorite matches of WWE history. Tomorrow, I'm hoping everyone, that's tonight. Actually, say what? We'll make it WWE tomorrow. So from now till 12 o'clock tomorrow is WWE, your 10 favorite WWE matches. And then tomorrow, which is gonna be the 5th of May, I want you all to post your favorite TNA matches. So tonight's WWE into tomorrow, and then we'll do TNA. From there on, we'll figure whatever the hell out. But if anyone wants to participate, please do. I hope you watch the show. And was there anything else you want to add, Charlie?
Yes, I do want to add something else. Guys, this is off topic. This is not wrestling related. But Bobby and myself, sometime early summer, late spring, we will be doing a beer show. we will be doing a beer review show. We will have different beers and, we will be reviewing them. Well, it's going to be something that, we just put together. This is a little, I know this is a TNA show and I'm going off topic and that's wrong with me. So I do apologize, Bobby, but, we will be doing a beer show and we're going to be, we'll have the 40s and everything. We'll just wing it.
We're going to have the 40s ready and we're going to have Kane in its mouth going. Kane will be in there, and I'll make sure of it.
But great show tonight, Bobby, and TNA tonight, as always, is a definitely quality product and a good show, and TNA does keep me watching. It is a great product, and I'm very happy with the way Sacrifice is looking, and I'm looking forward to that. And I can't wait till next week's Impact.
Hey, so I'm very excited for next week's Impact, and I truly cannot wait for its Sacrifice. So I want to say goodnight to the forums. And I want to say good night, Charlie.
All right, guys, you have a good night, and definitely go for Bobby's challenge there. That's going to be great. And, answer his question about the knockouts. Who's your favorite knockout? Well, who do you want to see in the knockouts go far, and who do you not want to see? Who do you like in it? Who's your favorite knockout? Who's your least favorite knockout? Go for that. But anyway, have a great night.
Hey, good night, everyone, and keep posting.